everyone, welcome back to inbedwKate, and today we are diving into a topic that is incredibly important for our emotional, mental, and even physical well-being: self-love. And we have talked about it a lot on this channel when we were discussing self-love and the capacity of self-pleasure, masturbation, which is also super important. But today we'll discuss how to love yourself more in general, in other areas of your life. It's something we all hear about more and more: how self-love is essential for your personal growth, for overcoming trauma. But how do we actually practice it? I'm going to share some simple steps and habits that can help you to love yourself more and cultivate a deeper sense of self-worth. Let's get right into that. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up so I know that you like this content. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, practice self-compassion. The first step to loving yourself more is practicing self-compassion. It means treating yourself with kindness when you make mistakes or fall short. Sometimes we go hard on ourselves, but what we are supposed to do instead is to treat every negative event as a learning experience that helps us grow. Imagine how you would speak to a friend who is going through a hard time. You wouldn't criticize or judge them, you would offer support and understanding. Do the same for yourself. Have this inner talk with yourself. It's a super powerful thing to do. When you are feeling down, remind yourself, it's okay to be imperfect, it's okay to make mistakes. I'm doing my best, and that's enough. Self-compassion is all about giving yourself space to be a human. And don't think that talking to yourself makes you a schizophrenic or something. Not at all. Imagine yourself as a kid and talk to yourself as a caring mother would. That's another method that can rewire your brain and even heal childhood trauma. And the next one, set boundaries. Loving yourself also means setting boundaries with others. If you are constantly saying yes to things that don't serve you, or if you are giving more of yourself than you are getting back, it's easy to feel drained. You can't give everyone a piece of you. Boundaries are a form of self-respect and self-care. Start small. Learn how to say no to plans that overwhelm you, or that you don't have energy for, or that you don't have energy or mental capacity for. Take your time to rest. Don't be afraid to speak up when something doesn't feel right. It's your opinion and you have a right to express it out loud. A lot of people tend to do everything in their power to please others at their own expense. Remember, loving yourself means protecting your energy and prioritizing your needs. Doesn't mean you have to be an egoistic asshole. Just put your needs first and ask if you have time, if you have energy, if you have desire and mood to please others at this time. Celebrate your achievements, big or small. A big part of self-love is recognizing your own wins, whether they are big or small. I personally had a problem with that for a long time. Every new achievement I wasn't celebrating, but I was thinking about what I haven't achieved yet. It might be hard to understand for ambitious people, but you are enough the way you are, and acknowledging that doesn't mean you won't get better and achieve more. It will actually speed up this process. Did you finish a project at work? Celebrate it. Did you get out of the bed today despite feeling low? That's worth celebrating too. Start each day or end each day by listing 3 things you are proud of today. Over time, you will train your brain to see the positive rather than dwelling on what you could have done better. Practicing gratitude and saying what it is that you are grateful for is another powerful habit that can transform your experience on Earth and shift you into endless possibilities of success and abundance. Nurture your body and your mind. Loving yourself isn't just about positive thinking. It's also about how you care for your physical and mental health. Ask yourself, how am I feeling mentally? How am I feeling physically? Am I giving my body the fuel it needs? Am I resting when I need to? Am I hydrated enough? Self-care can be as simple as drinking enough water, taking a walk, or taking a break when you are overwhelmed, or having just really long sleep or day in bed. And don't forget your mental health, whether it's journaling, meditating, or seeking therapy. Taking care of your mind is crucial to deepening your self-love. Our brain plays a lot of games with us, and therapy, in my opinion, is something that everyone should do, at least people who live in big cities or people who have gone through some shit in life. If we have doctors for our vaginas, for our hearts, for our digestive systems, why don't you have a doctor for your head? Because again, this is very, very helpful, and I've been going to therapy, and I highly recommend it to everyone out there who want to elevate their life, because you cannot see yourself from the third party perspective, and all the things that affect you subconsciously, and it can be anything from generational traumas to things that you might not even remember from your childhood, and to really dig into your patterns and eliminate what prevents you from being this best version of yourself and what prevents you from loving yourself in the first place. Therapy is very easy and a short way to get there. Surround yourself with positivity. Loving yourself becomes so much easier when you are around people who lift you up, not tear you down. Evaluate the relationships in your life. Do they make you feel supported, appreciated, and valued? So when toxic people have been around forever, we don't even realize how bad their influence actually was until we free ourselves from them. It can be people who are always in their negativity, who see only the bad sides, who are depressed, or who tell you that you cannot do this, it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna work out. So you don't need these people in your space, okay? And consider, what are you feeding your mind? What kind of content are you consuming? There was a period of time when I was obsessed with war news because it hurt me deeply and I needed to know every day what was happening. And that's how my first and only depression in my life arrived. I felt helpless and I stayed on top of all the news, but it was making me feel worse and worse every day. But I didn't realize that because it's also addictive, you know? I did it until I realized that if I spend hours per day consuming content about death, explosions, hunger, there was no way I could feel good. And it's very hard to control the flow of information that we consume every day, but we have to understand how it affects our subconscious. And setting time for reading news is very helpful. Setting time apart from the phone is also very helpful. And again, you cannot love yourself when you think about everything that is happening in the world. You have to be aware, you have to be a part of society, you have to understand that these things should have never happened, right? But it shouldn't consume half of the day or the entire day. So if you are interested in some subject that is hurting you and you cannot eliminate yourself from that completely, at very least what you can do, set time for that. Let it be 30 minutes per day, an hour per day, but don't let it consume your life. If TV makes us angry and divided, let's just stop watching it and see what happens. Whether it's social media, books, or conversations, make sure that what you are taking is aligned with self-love and positive attitude. Let go of shame and be your true self. Express yourself, as Madonna sang many years ago. So when it comes to loving yourself, the first thing you need to do is let go of shame and embrace who you really are. Whether it's sexually or the way you dress, the way you speak, the job you have, there is no standard where you have to fit. You can be wherever you want to be, and it's okay to try new versions of yourself and reinvent yourself. Trying to live authentically means you stop filtering everything you do and say, thinking what others will think about you. When you are honest about who you are and what you believe in, it's incredibly freeing. Don't try to please everybody. You are not a $100 bill to be liked by everyone. And whether you are afraid of how your parents will react or will your friends judge you, again, it's about your experience. It's about your life. People who love you, they will love you no matter what you do and no matter how you grow. And people change. We change every 5 years. And again, it's okay to try new things. It's okay to quit your job in finance and become a filmmaker, or vice versa. It's okay to become gay like after, 40 years old and you had a kid, if it aligns with you. Again, as long as it makes you happy, by the end of the day, it's worth making this step towards your new authentic self and your future that is free of judgment and free of overthinking about what other people will think about me. Practice daily affirmations. Affirmations may sound simple, but they do work. Write out 3 statements that start with I am, I can, and I will. For example, stick them on your fridge, mirror, or laptop, somewhere you'll see them every day. Saying positive things about yourself helps you to rewrite the negative thoughts and scenarios that creep into your head and can boost your confidence over time. Because every time when we write something, every time when we think about something, we send this message to the universe, right? If we want to attract these things, we do gotta remind ourselves about where it is we are heading to. And again, you don't have to overthink it, just try it. Like, so many different practices and teachings say that it is working, and I can confirm it does. So just try it and let me know in the comments. And stop negative thoughts in their tracks. Let's face it, we all have that inner voice that sometimes isn't so nice and sometimes really f***s us out. The trick? Don't let it run the show. When negative thoughts pop up, take a step back. You don't need to let them spiral into full-blown overthinking or depression. Focus on something positive, or even get lost in the present moment, like the sounds around you, or feel your feet on the ground, or try to sense what you can smell. Because again, your emotions is not you, right? So we have to draw this line, and every time when you experience this negative emotions, negative thinking patterns, just ground yourself. It can be breathing, it can be this sensory game, right? So when you just focus on your senses, but whatever it is that works for you, practice that in these critical moments. Practice gratitude. It's easy to get stuck thinking about what's wrong in your life and things you don't have, things that are going wrong. But shifting your mindset to focus on the positives can work wonders. Start writing down things you are grateful for, whether it's your strengths, your job, your house, or just how great that cup of coffee tasted that morning, or how tasty your dinner was. Practicing gratitude helps rewire your brain to notice the good instead of always zoning in on the bad stuff. And again, it's not just like I'm talking out of my ass. There is a quantum physics that proves this scientifically, that if we send this kind of message, we raise our vibration. So like every day before going to bed, if I'm lazy to write it down, at least I talk about the things that I'm grateful for today. And I highly recommend you to try it. And if it doesn't work, you can unsubscribe. I don't care. But it will work, I know it. And the next one is heal your inner child. It's gonna be a journey. Maybe it's gonna be a painful journey, but you have to go through this. A lot of how we view ourselves and the world actually comes from our childhood experiences, or sometimes even from generational traumas that we have nothing really to do with. Healing from any emotional wounds you might carry from the past can make a big difference in how you treat yourself today and tomorrow. Therapy can be a great help with this, so can ayahuasca and other spiritual practices, or just talk to your inner child on everyday basics. Every action is better than none, no matter how painful and uncomfortable digging into this deep shit can be. If it remains unsolved, it's always gonna be a blockage on your path to a happy life and loving yourself and treating yourself with respect. It starts from making a decision for yourself, and I highly recommend to make it, because we don't choose the family we are born in. We don't choose how our childhood goes, but this is formation of our mindset, and a lot of these things you really need to dig into before you can even become aware of what it is that's preventing you from loving yourself. And take breaks from screens. Sometimes you just need to unplug. It's not always possible in the fast and demanding world we live in, but it is essential. Set your phone on Do Not Disturb. Step away from the laptop. Take a little time to be with yourself so you can actually hear your thoughts, hear your desires, hear what it is that you want. Humans were not created to live with their phone in their hands. Back in the days, people used to get somewhere and just use their printed map. Remember that? I highly doubt it. But our dependency on the phones I can compare with something like opioid addiction. Sometimes I just don't use my phone. Sometimes I have no fucking clue where it is, because it's just the kind of day that I need to myself without the noise of outside world. And believe me, people who care about you will wait for you to text them back. You'd be surprised how peaceful it can feel to tune out the constant notifications and focus on real life moments. Even look at the parties and festivals. I remember 10 years ago when I first went to Ibiza, nobody was filming stories. Nobody had phones in their hands. People were living in the moment, and we were enjoying and celebrating life. And I had zero footage from there whatsoever. These days, many people go out and do stuff just for social media, because we constantly see that there are so many beautiful people out there doing all the things, and we wanna do the same thing, right? But it doesn't make your life fulfilling, and it will never make you happier. Once you learn how to feel happy in the present moment, the rest will come to you. And again, when you are watching certain people on social media and subconsciously you think that this is the way to go, and you subconsciously compare yourself and you think that you are not good enough, that you don't have this kind of body, or you don't have that many followers, this really f***s with your self-love. So limiting that is never a bad idea. And the next one, move your body. Exercise isn't just about physical fitness, it's a great way to care for your mind too. Whether it's a 30-minute walk, yoga, or even dancing around the house, listening to your favorite music, getting your body moving helps release feel-good chemicals. And as fitter you become, as more you love yourself and as more confident in yourself you become. And you don't have to leave at the gym to feel the benefits. We were not created to sit the whole day in front of the laptop, in the car, and in our phones. Your body is a complex system, and your brain and your emotions are interconnected with how everything else functions, and getting your blood flowing is a huge deal. So again, if you hate working out, if you don't go to the gym, it's fine. Just do something at home. Just take breaks between your work and just do, I don't know, push-ups or just something small, or just jump, like whatever you can work with. But it's better to get your blood moving and flowing. Self-love is a journey, not a destination. It's about taking small steps every day to treat yourself with kindness, respect, and care you deserve. Remember, you are worthy of love, and it all starts with the way you love yourself. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time in Bed with Kate.